Welcome back to Bench Press and Business. Today's guest began her personal fitness journey way back in 2014, weighing 14.5 stone. This took her to competing at around the 8 stone mark and becoming UK BFF British champion in 2017. From there, she achieved top 10 status in the Arnold Classic in 2018, as well as winning overall bikini champion and being awarded her IFBB Pro card. Along the way, and feeling as though she has, as some may say, been at both ends of the spectrum, she has realised that there's a lot more to life than weight on a scale, and as part of her online coaching business, specialises in empowering women to become confident and fulfilled away from all of the guilt that society can impose. Welcome, Miss Nikki Harvey. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Dan. That was an intro and a half.
No, it took me 10 days to write that, to be fair.
Like, God, I'm blushing.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you.
Yeah, good. Enjoying life? How's lockdown treating you? How's things going?
I mean, not too bad. I think for me, not much has changed other than the 4:30 wake ups to get into the gym. Like, that's the main change. Like that. My busiest times work-wise is 5 a.m. till 10 a.m. So for me, the rest of the day is pretty standard. This is
okay.
what I do on a day.
Are you enjoying getting up later?
Oh, absolutely. I cannot express to you how having more sleep has changed my life.
Do you know what?
Really?
Exactly the same for me, that, because I only got up about 5 minutes ago.
I've been up, I've done HIIT, I've showered, I've had my breakfast.
I'm taking full advantage of it, to be fair. Yeah.
It does make a huge difference, the amount of sleep. Like, I go on to my clients all the time, get more sleep, get more sleep. And me, myself, I'm used to having 5 hours a night. I'm having a good solid 8 every night, and it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Game changing, isn't it, that?
Yeah.
Fair play. So yeah, you touched a little bit there on how your normal day looks. So really, like we've said, with your online coaching background, it would be good to hear a bit more on your journey. So rather than us talking you up in the intro, it's over to you. So tell us how you got started, how you found it, where you started, what got you started, etc.
In terms of business? Journey?
Personal journey first, and then we'll move into business from there, mate.
Yeah, I suppose that's how it flows. So I went to uni, 3 years, studied psychology. And as you can imagine, student lifestyle, student diet, I kind of blew up a little bit. I think I went to uni at 10 stone. I think I left at 13. And then I just went straight traveling. So you can imagine, no kitchen, no normal lifestyle. Couldn't cook my own food. It was out every day, drinking every night. And there was just this is what got my journey started. There was one photo that my sister took of me in a waterfall. That's supposed to be the most beautiful place on earth. You're supposed to be so happy, loving life. She took this photo, and I looked back at it, and I just had a meltdown. I was like, that is not me. When did that happen? Because the weight gain kind of just happened without me realising, because I was having such a good time at uni and such a good time travelling that it wasn't in the forefront of my mind until I saw that photo, and I didn't recognise myself. I was like, I just don't even know how that happened. Like, something has to change. I can't look at a photo of myself and just sit and cry. Like, that's not healthy. My lifestyle wasn't healthy. So that's how I started my journey.
So that then sort of triggered you to get into training or just exercising more, or how did that go?
To be honest, I didn't train. At this point, I'd never stepped foot in a gym. This is like 2014. I didn't even know what a gym was. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know what he did. I just didn't want to know. So as soon as I was like, I need to lose weight, it was, oh God, I've got to go to the gym. Oh God, how embarrassing. Oh God, how awkward. But I didn't go to gym because I didn't want to. The first thing I did was take some form of shake diet, which now, obviously, with the knowledge I've got, I would have been on about 400 calories a day, because I was drinking three shakes. So that's how I started. I was in Australia. I think I spent something like $1,500 a week on shipping these shakes over, because someone on Instagram had told me that you could lose like 4 stone. So I was like, get them over to me. I don't care about the price. I need to lose the weight. So
it's scary, that, isn't it? Because I think you see that a lot even now. Like, there's so many different stuff out there, like fad diets and shakes and magic pills and this and that, and people do. Do you think what do you think it was that made you go for that first?
It was a friend of mine that had done it, so it was that relatable experience. Like, she'd been 15 stone, and then she took these shakes, and she was like there sitting at 11 stone. I was like, that's my goal, I'm gonna do it. So the shake people, they sent it from the UK, so I had to pay all the shipping and everything. There's probably so many in Australia, but at the time it was just desperation. I was like, I need to lose it now. I don't care about waiting 6 months, I need to lose it now. I'm so unhappy now. And it's that wanting it tomorrow. Like, so that's the route I went down. Yes.
Do you reckon it was do you reckon as well? Do you reckon like the insecurity of not have ever been in a gym before, or not stepping foot in the gym, like, and then seeing somebody do that, like, kind of made you think, I don't need the gym. Yeah. That scares me anyway. So yeah, I'll just go on to this.
Of course, like I could have gone to the gym. I wouldn't have known what I was doing. I would have been petrified. My anxiety would have been sky high. I wasn't going to put myself through that when I could sit at home and drink 3 shakes and lose 4 stone. I just wasn't going to do it. But I think the worst thing is we're just not educated at school at all about it. And it still baffles me to this day. I didn't know what a calorie was. I didn't know how to count it. I didn't know that just because I was drinking 3 shakes, I was just becoming in the calorie deficit. I didn't know any of that. None of that made sense to me. So I just took the easy option, because that's just what we do as humans. I just took the easy option.
Quick fix.
Quick fix, of course. If someone says to you, you can lose a stone in a week, and then someone else says to you, do you know what? We're going to do this over a 6-month period. You might lose a stone, you might not. You're going to take the result faster. At that point in my life, it was just desperation. And I did it, and I think I lost about 3 stone. But like I said, I was consuming, now I know, I was consuming about 450 calories a day. And I wasn't looking better. I was probably just looking ill, starved. I wasn't happy because I couldn't go out and socialise. I couldn't go out for a drink. I couldn't go and eat. My meal time was, oh, that's done. I have another one in 6 hours. Like, it's just not a life. And because it's not maintainable, I put it all back on and more. And that's when I got to a 14.5 stone.
Wow. And then, so after going through that experience, did you realise that maybe that wasn't working, or it wasn't going to be something you could do long term? Or what made you change direction?
At the time, I thought,
I'm going to do it again.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. I'll do it again in 6 months when I need to. That's the mindset that I had. And actually how I got into fitness was a friend of mine on Instagram had competed. Like, this is me at 14.5 stone looking through Instagram and seeing a competitor. And I didn't think, oh, I'm going to lose a stone because I'm a little bit overweight. I thought, I'm going to do that. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And I messaged her and I said, how did you get into that? And she sent me a few like diet plans, and she sent me the sort of training she was doing. And I got head in straight away and just went for that.
So did that help?
Hey?
Did that help, do you reckon? Like, it give you some kind of focus and guidance? Because there's a lot of stigma and stuff around bodybuilding and going into that kind of thingy. But at that time, do you reckon that helped you massively?
Well, with me as a person, I'm either all or nothing. Like, consuming 450 calories a day is a very all thing. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's no balance there. It's all or nothing. So then I thought, I can't do this just balance. I couldn't do it. I had to have something to get obsessed over, because I'm like that as a person, unfortunately. Well, there's pros and cons to being an absolute, like, perfectionist, and that's what I am. So I just was like, I need a big goal. So I booked a show, and I was just like, I'm going for it. I'd never set foot in a gym in my life. I was like,
you just booked it and then started training. Wow, that's massive.
Pretty much. I mean, I'm a bit like vague on my timelines, but because I was sitting in Australia, I think I just learnt the training first. So I learned that I could go into a gym and I didn't have to stand on the treadmill, like run on the treadmill for an hour. Didn't have to sit on the bike with a podcast on. Like, I didn't have to just do cardio. And as soon as I started lifting, I loved it. Like, I absolutely loved it. And I just thought, oh, I can burn calories this way. Okay, I like this. And then I booked the show. And I was like, then I got into it obsessively. and I say obsessively, it's not a good starting point. When you're a big girl or you're overweight or you need to lose weight for health reasons, going into an obsession like that is definitely not recommended, but it's the way I did it, and it's the way I changed my whole body composition in quite a short amount of time, really.
So how was that journey for you? So like you say, going from being heavier and then going straight into competing, how did you find that along the way? What sort of barriers, what sort of issues did you come across, or was it plain sailing?
I mean, the first competition was pretty plain sailing because it wasn't as intense as when I was getting to like UKBFF, IFBB Pro. So the first, like the little shows weren't so bad because I didn't feel the pressure. It was just, oh my God, I'm going to do this for me and this will be an experience and a tick off the list. Whereas as I got further down the line, it was more like, God, there's pressure on me here. There's like big titles to be won. Like, I've made it this far. I can't let myself down. And that's when the unhealthy mindset came. But at the start, it was just a goal to stand in a bikini and feel confident and sparkle on stage. And that was healthy. That was fine. I didn't go unhealthily into it. It was an obsession, but a healthy one at that point. But obviously, like, as I got further into it, it became more of a unhealthy obsession than a healthy one.
So just talk to us about that. Then when you say unhealthy obsession, what do you think in your mind made it unhealthy, and how did you feel at that point going through those stages and competitions?
The unhealthy part of it is trying as a female to get your body fat to like 7%. I mean, you could see veins in my arms, you could see my pecs. I didn't have a chest. I had no body fat whatsoever. I was shivering on a daily basis because I was that cold all the time. I had no mental capacity to think about anything else other than a macro, a calorie, my training, my cardio, my mindset. It was just so inward focused that it was just consuming. You cannot compete unless you're, well, to a standard, unless you're going to put your whole life into it, your whole mindset, everything about you becomes competing, and you almost lose everything on the side. So I was very snappy because I wasn't eating what I wanted to. I wasn't enjoying socializing. It was wake up, do cardio, then go and cook all my meals, prep my meals, eat my meals out of Tupperware, go back to the gym, do weights. And that's not a healthy way to live, having an obsession like that takes over your life.
Yeah. I think a lot of... Go on, mate.
So when did it go from competing, winning the title that you won, and then going like, I want to coach people, support and help people? When did that point of the...
I think the best way to say how I switched is after winning the title, my personal life went to shit as well. So I won the title, and then I was almost like, now what? That's what I've been trying to do for that long. Now what? When they gave me that sword, ridiculous, huge sword, I was like, you have won the overall bikini. You're an IFBB Pro. Do you know what went through my head? It was, act happy, act happy, act happy. Where's your smile? Come on, act happy. And I acted happy on the stage. That's the moment I knew. I was like, this is fucked. I've made it. This is what I've been manifesting in my head for so long. I've made it. They've just called my name and I'm not happy. And I was like, why am I not happy? I wasn't happy at 14.5 stone. I'd made it the whole way through a journey that I thought the end result was going to make me so happy. I made it there and I still wasn't happy. So I was like, there's something wrong here along the way. Like, there's something wrong. I need to, because I've been at every one of those stages, I can just relate to women so much. And I just wanted to almost, for myself and for others, find out where that happy was, where that healthy was, and where that balance was. And then that's why I went into coaching.
Wow, that's unreal to hear that you've pretty much, because I remember you going through all of those stages and those competitions, and you were just like almost relentless in the pursuit of getting there, and you've got there, and it's just mind-blowing that you're on stage and you...
I know, I can't believe I told you that.
Yeah,
but when they called my name out, honest to God, I acted on there. I acted. And if you see the video, I look like my world has just, do you know what I mean? And it was acting, I'm not going to lie. All I wanted was a burger and a
It's
burger.
crazy how,
A burger from where? That's the question.
Five Guys.
Oh, of course it is.
obviously,
Of course it is.
obviously.
Of course it is.
Yeah. It's crazy how that journey, especially with me with some clients that I've had, that is a very similar journey. Maybe not to the extent of winning the stuff that you've won, but it goes from being an obsession, and then when they get what they've been reaching for so long, they get there, they're not complete, and in their head they're like, "What the hell?" Like I was chatting to one of my clients, and they were saying about it, like the monkey on the shoulder comes back as if to say, "I'm still here."
Yeah.
Like
You're not good enough yet.
Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think it's good, 100% good from you to hear from you saying that's where you got to. So
I think that's why my coaching has gone the way it has, because they'll come to me and be like, I want to be 9 stone 7. And I'm like, what makes you think that when you see 9 stone 7, you're going to be happy? Why that number? What is it? Why are you not happy now? And I think my coaching is more almost trying to find the root and getting rid of that result, because let me tell you, when you get to your result, there's absolutely no correlation if you're going to be happy or not. I can tell you that. I've been there. Like every time I reached a goal, I was like, nah, still not happy.
Yeah.
Still not happy.
I think that the interesting thing about that is as coaches and as personal trainers and whatever, anyway, generally, especially when you first start and you first get going, thinking way back, you do sit in those consultations, and the first question you ask is, what's your goal? Isn't it? Like when you first start, and that's the very first thing you lead with. And is that the right question to be asked?
I don't do that, so I'm smiling. I do not say, what is your goal? Because I know what I'm going to hear.
Yeah.
I know what I want to lose weight. I want to tone up. I want to be 10 stone. I want to get abs. And they're all superficial things that are not going to make you happy. So,
and there's always a bigger reason for why they've found you and sat with you and said, I need your help.
Of course.
And just the lose weight, just like what you said, that's just a little bit of it's an idea in their head, but there's always a deeper issue or a deeper something more there that us as coaches have got to try and find. Yeah, and I think that's great that you do that.
I mean, it's when someone comes to a personal trainer or a coach, they're insecure.
Yeah.
Of something, whether they think that that's their body and whether it actually is their body are two completely different things. Body image really is how you perceive yourself. Mm-hmm. So someone at 14 stone can perceive themselves as extremely sexy, have a really great vibe about them, and they're happy. That to me is more attractive and more of a goal than someone like me being 8 stone, shredded as hell, veins, and being like, yeah. That's not happiness, and it's just not. So yeah, take the goal away.
You put a lot of focus on that now, don't you, with your clients, as you're saying there, as in getting them to realise that it's not the goal, it's the process, and it's enjoying yourself and being in a position where you can, if you want to eat whatever you want to eat, then go for it, but consider how that can impact left, right, centre.
Yeah.
Is that solely because of your journey that you thought, right, I now want to share that and spread that wide? And how have you gone about doing that online? How have you found that?
Well, initially, I was very much a narrow-minded personal trainer. I was like, get in for an hour, we'll smash this, I'll teach you this, and then we'll go. And then I just started to realise they're not getting results. Of course they're not. It's an hour. I was training 6 times a week. And I was like, I need to focus more on the whole journey to get the results that they want, to get the results that I want. So that's where online coaching came in, because I was like, I need to give them more of my time, but I haven't got the time one-to-one to be like, people haven't got the money to come to you 6 times a week, but they need the knowledge when you're not there. And that's where the coaching side comes in. So for me, if I have, the shorter the retention rate, really, the better job I've done. I want to take them, teach them, and let them go, because that's, to me, a success. So I've got girls that have come to me for my 8-week program. They've learned everything they need to know, and they can go away and live their life in balance, knowing how to lose weight when they want to, what they can eat, well, I don't have this thing of what you can and can't eat, but they have learned how to track their own calories. They've learned how to do their macros. They've learned what balance is.
So as in, if they need to go all in for say a holiday or whatever's coming up, they know the tweaks to make, and then they can.
And for me, the problem with personal trainers, it was me for a long time. I was like, if I teach them everything I know, I ain't getting them back.
Yeah.
What do they need me for if I keep giving all my shit out for free, like online? What do they need me for if I teach them everything and let them go? And I still have a little bit of that in me because it's my business. I need to make money from my expertise, but at the same time, I want to do my job properly, which is teaching them so they can live through life doing it, not going, oh, I need to go to Nick because she's magic and she transformed my life, and then coming back and, oh God, I need to go back to Nick because I don't know how to handle it myself. I just
we kind of touched on that in an episode the other day, as in it's almost parking your ego a little bit, isn't it, and saying, actually, I don't need to create a need for me from them. Like I'm confident and I'm comfortable enough in, actually, I do this to help people and for them to move forwards and live better lives. And if I park my ego for a second and I go all in on that, then they're going to see results, and they're going to refer other people to me, and then my business is going to grow that way, and then my reputation grows, and it rolls on from there, doesn't it? Definitely.
Yeah. I just think that with me doing that, of almost like in financial ways, then I panic. I'm like, oh, I need to earn it. Like, it's my sole income. I've got a house, I've got a mortgage, I've got a car, I've got a phone. I've got bills, and I'm like, I need to be making enough money. And when it's you on your own, you're doing your own marketing, your own books, your own sessions, your own planning, your own research outside of it, it's constant, and you've got that constant worry of, I have to make money from this.
Yeah.
So for me, I want to go to doing it on the side because I'm losing that feeling of I'm doing this to help people. I'm almost feeling I'm doing this because I've got to make money, and that doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah. So you mentioned a little bit there about all of the things that are included, and I think online quite often you see people that portray online coaching as the Holy Grail a little bit. Like, if you're an online coach, you're going to be living on the beach and sitting on your laptop, pretty much like what you're doing now, to be fair. But that's the image, isn't it? And that's what I mean. People will take a picture like that and post it online and say, oh, this is the life that I lead, but is that the reality, etc. So I think it'd be good to hear you talk a little bit more on how you found having to be almost a jack of all trades and turn your hat to different areas of the business. Just go through that for us.
Online coaching is tough. It's tough to get into. It's tough to keep it up. It's tough to manage because, initially you need to find your clients. When it's online, you haven't got that little reputation around you in your gym. You're seeking more clients who trust you to do this online. They don't want to be a number, and you can't let them become a number. So you have to kind of cast your net in a clever way, really.
So kind of standing out, because I think that's something that you've done really well, especially when we talk about your target market and who you work with and who you aim to bring into your business. You've presented this image really, really well online. How do you think you stood out or managed to stand out in the crowd a little bit?
Just keep real and relatable. It's all about being relatable. Like, if you look at a normal woman who maybe wants to lose a stone, for instance, because she's feeling got a bit of a roll in my dress, that's the sort of woman I attract. And it's because I've been there. I know you want to do that, and I can help you do that. I can teach you how to do that. And it's just being relatable, and don't be almost like inaccessible in a way. So I think a lot of the online coaches are totally accessible because they'll put something out there. Oh, I'm running this, and you're like, oh, I bet 100 people have seen that and just gone for that. I'm going to be a number. And I think with my coaching is, I'll be honest, I'll be like, I'm only taking 10 of you on, because if I take more than that on, I can't handle that amount of work, and I won't get to know you personally and your goals and how to tailor things to you, because you only have a certain amount of time in the day. And I think with my coaching business, I can't take on masses of people, because I do like to know one-to-one, because what's going to work for Sharon isn't going to work for Talisa.
Talisa.
I've never said that in an example ever. But yeah, they're not. Because there's not one size fits all. So with online coaching, I think that's why I've gone down the road that I have, because I think there's a niche in the market there, because online coaching is very much, can be, here's your plan, here's your training, this is what you eat, have one cheat day, come back to me in a week, let's see how you get on.
Take us back to the first time you picked up your first client. So you've just qualified, you've passed all your courses, you're now a PT, ready to go and support and nurture the industry.
Yeah.
How did you get that first client? How did the business start to build?
It was through showing my journey on Instagram and creating that base. So I created it through, I knew I wanted to do it, so I was putting little feeders out there. Oh, imagine if I quit my job and started PT. Just putting little feeders out there. Soon I might be available to personal train, and, you know, like putting little feeds out there online.
So this was as you're going through your journey, right? Your competitions, etc. Yeah.
So then I'd created a following. So then for me, it was just like, right, I'm gonna offer some personal training. It was a video like, hi guys, I'm gonna offer you a personal training session. Anyone interested? Drop me a message. And I got some messages, and that, one or two just did it well, enjoyed it. They told their friends, and then it just built like that, really. But for me, it's because I don't work in a commercial gym, and I don't have that constant avenue of clients, potential clients coming in, seeing me work, seeing my body, seeing my clients' bodies transforming. I don't have that. I work in a very industrial, male-dominated gym that's got about 3 female clients. I don't have people coming and seeing my work, seeing how I'm running a session. And that for me has been so hard, because I've almost had to prove it on here, keeping up with the social media, video my sessions, putting it out there, video myself training, putting it out there, my meals, and creating that sort of, this is the lifestyle, if you want it, come to me. And it's all online, because like I said, I don't have that gym where girls walk in. I don't have it. I have big men walking around me, like, that doesn't help my business at all. So it's all, that's how it's become online, because the followers I've got come to me, but they're not anywhere near me. So it's like, oh, can you do it online? And it's kind of how I started online.
Yeah, I think you get a lot of trainers think that it can almost be overnight, that they can become a success in turning their hand to online training. So it's interesting there to hear just how long you were starting to post content and put yourself out there and talk about your journey and what you've been to for. How long would you say that was? Would you say that was from 2014, or more so when you were getting into?
To create my first online, I did like an 8-week program, and I was putting feeders out there for a good 6 months.
Okay.
A good 6 months, like just dropping it in there. Oh, I want to do something soon. I knew the whole time what I was going to do, but it was like, oh, I think I'm going to do something soon. But I only want to take 10 people on. I'll have a think about it, leave it for another 2 weeks, pop back on and be like, I'm building something here, guys. Creating that, like, what's the word?
It's creating a buzz, isn't it? Creating an interest, creating almost not just a need for it, because people will in their own minds need to change, but that want, like, because they've seen you go through it.
What you doing? What's taking her this long? What's going to be that? So,
and at the same time, you was doing a little bit of market research within that, because while you was putting those feelers out there, they're coming and they're probably, I'm guessing that they're messaging you, direct messaging you, and asking questions. What is this? What's this about? Then you can tell them what the 8-week program consists of, and then from that, they're getting a taste of what's coming, and they tell you if it's good or not. You can tailor it before you run it. And,
Yeah,
and
of course.
in that 6-month period, you've done your market research, you're putting the feelers out there,
Yeah.
and then you're starting to build a bit of a client database or a bit of a lead gen database off that.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, obviously you learn all of that in your PT courses and stuff. But for me, like, I never really followed that structure, but I did when looking back. I did my own way. And I think you have to run with it like that. Don't think of things as rigid. Like, you run your own business, be a personality.
Yeah.
Like, if you believe in your business, it's not really hard to sell it because you believe in it. It's what you do, it's who you are, and then that's how you
it's coming from the heart, isn't it? And it's because you care and you want to help. And it is interesting that you say that you get taught stuff like that on your courses and things like that, on the business courses and whatever, but you're doing it subconsciously. You don't even know that you're doing it. So you're out there doing your market research.
It does come naturally when you're trying to run your own business. It does come naturally.
Yeah, it's great to hear you talk about like how you found that, and obviously the support that you've had as you've gone through your course has been mega, because you get a lot of trainers that don't necessarily get that when they come through. We mentioned on the last episode that they don't get that. Yeah. Would you say that your whole business then has built just fully off the back of your personality, or have you had to tweak things? Have you had to change things as you've gone? Is there things that you've tried that haven't worked, or how's that gone for you?
Constantly changing. If I look at how I ran my business 2 years ago, I'd laugh. Like, I'm constantly changing. So like I say, every client's different anyway. So everything I run is different. Like when I first did that 8-week transformation challenge, and I got those 15 women and they all lost over a stone. I was very rigid with how I did things. It wasn't looking at why you wanted to lose it, Carol. You're just going to lose it, Carol. And it was very much like those results created my want for the next one. Everyone was like, whoa, I need to go and do that. They've done that in 8. Well, the first one was 10 weeks. Tailored it because I realised people get bored halfway through. So I was like, 8 weeks pushes them on a bit more. So yeah, you do change with feedback, because the more you do it, the more you realise the problems you have. Like in that 10 week 5, week 6, week 7, I don't hear from them. I'm chasing them. I'm like, what's going on? What are you doing? Like, you can tell they're getting bored. They're like, God, I've been doing this 5 weeks, another 5 weeks. So just cutting those 2 weeks out almost eliminated that problem, because they're like, right, we've only got 8 weeks, and I got more from them in a way. So yeah, things you do change as you go through, and you learn, and you get feedback from clients, and you're like, right, that didn't work, so I'm going to change it again. I mean, the first time I did my online, it was on a Word document. I wrote it out on Word, like for every single client, so 10 of them. I'm writing them out on Word. I'm explaining things. I'm doing the nutrition. I'm trying and sending them Word documents one by one. It used to take me hours. And then I did some research. I met some people. I went to like different fitness events, spoke to people. I was like, how on earth do you deal with 100 clients? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I've clearly not got this online business down. And then, yeah, there's apps for it. Like now I pay for an app where I can have all my clients together, and I can create plans on there, edit them on there, send them straight away on their app. They've got it on their phone. It's easier to follow. And yeah, your business just, I suppose, develops like that as you go through and learn more. Yeah, it's definitely not the same as it was.
Amazing. So all of that's really, really good, and it is nice just to hear that it's not that pretty picture that everyone paints for online training.
No,
there's a lot more to it.
It is. I thought online coaching, I'll be like, I have all this time, I can kick my legs up, and that's what people think online training is. And I'm sure some coaches are like that because they've got that many plans written up. They can just bash them out. They can be like, right, this one works. You go. But when you're starting, you haven't got all that. You haven't got loads of different clients coming at you with different problems. I mean, you're on your phone 24/7. It's a full-time job. You don't really get a break because you have to stay in shape, really. You have to be living the lifestyle that you're promoting. You have to be in touch with all these clients. If you've got 20 of them, you've got one person texting you, they're like, oh, I'll just quickly text her. 20 of them doing it on a Saturday night to check whether they can have this at a restaurant. you can't just switch off. They're there all the time, and you are in their pocket. You're accessible to them at all times. It's not the 1 hour in the gym. So it's almost like, yeah, online coaching, you can sit at home, but you're on your laptop, you're writing plans, you're devising things for clients that have asked for something in particular, and it's a lot of work.
But even now, have you found it throughout the last few weeks? Obviously on the lockdown, I've seen that you've done different tweaks and changes and stuff. Have you found that?
I completely stopped my online coaching during lockdown. I was like, do you know what? I don't want clients to feel the financial pressure of paying me. I don't want them to feel the pressure to work out when everyone's in this like bubble that don't know what's going on right now. I don't want them to be stressing about food, and that's not what I promote at all. So if they need my help, they'll come to me and they'll say, oh, can I have some help with nutrition? Yes. Can I have a training plan? Yes. So I let them come to me, because I don't want to be pushing that on clients right now, because I know myself, I've struggled for the first 2-3 weeks to get into some form of routine. Until they're comfortable, then yes, come back to me. But I think what I've done for a bit of like to keep going is on Instagram, I saw that so many people are doing online workouts. So many people are writing plans, home plans, booty plans. I was like, oh my God, they've taken my job. So I just thought, again, 1-to-1. So if someone has nothing but a hula hoop and a garden step, come to me, show me the steps, show me the hula hoop, show me your, like, video your room for me. I will create you a training plan that keeps them more accountable. Like, it's actually something they can do. So that's what I've been doing. So I haven't been doing online coaching. I've just been having people show me their space, and then I've just been devising plans. And
I think that kind of links into everything that you were saying earlier with what your aim is for your business. It's not to just get people in, get them training and see you later and take their money. It's more so their whole life. And like we're saying, the lockdown it's a lot deeper than, oh, you've got all the time in the world, you should be training 24/7. Like there's loads of anxiety in there, there's loads of stress in there. If they're furloughed, then financial pressures, etc. So finding that, like, and it comes down to what me and Martin say quite often, which is genuinely giving a shit about the person that you're working with.
100%.
Because there is that, isn't there? It is a lot more important to actually come out the other side of a worldwide pandemic and be alive than you paying me short term for this 8-week lockdown program or whatever it is. But again, I think that's quite good to hear, because there's a lot of trainers that aren't necessarily thinking that way, or maybe aren't even sure which direction and where to go. And I get that they're going to be under their own financial stresses and pressures and whatever else. So
it's the panic of not earning money, and I get it, but I personally can't make money in this stressful situation. Like, I need it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I say, I've got a house, I've got a mortgage, I've got a car. All my bills are going out. So I've got nothing coming in, and that's honest. I've got nothing coming in. And I'm like, maybe I need to do this, maybe I need to do that. But I'm like, do you know what? People are dying.
Yeah.
People are stuck on their own, financially struggling up to here. And I'm like, right, my little issues are nothing right now. Think of the bigger picture. And I think coming out of a lockdown as someone who's actually cared and give a shit, despite their own struggles, is going to be more appealing on the way out.
100%. Yeah, it's that actually is what makes a difference, isn't it? For me anyway, and obviously we're probably all a little bit biased sitting on this call together, but just that's what you go to work. That's what you get in the industry for, right? Surely, is to actually help people and to care about people and to have them have a better life.
If only that was the case, Dad.
It is, hopefully. Well, most of the time it is. Yeah. I like to think,
to be honest, people don't start for the right reasons, but the more they get into it, they end up in it for the right reasons eventually. Because I probably didn't start for the right reasons. It was like, I'm really into this. I want to make other people really. It was a selfish reason to start. I don't want to sit in an office when I could be in a gym. That's what I love to do. It was all me. Mm-hmm. And then the more you get talking to clients and you see their lives changing and you receive the response that you receive, it's like, man, I'm making a difference. Like, I love
this is what I do it for.
That's what you do it for. That's what people who've been in it a long time do it for, because they've got that love from that.
Amazing. It's good. It's great to hear. So that's pretty much all the interesting stuff and delving we're going to do. We're not going to get you to start revealing all sorts of secrets, so don't worry about that. But we have got some fun questions at the end. Have you got any dotted down over there, Mr. Love, or should we go with the meal one? Because I know you're quite big into your cooking, aren't you, Nick?
Oh, don't start me on food. Hour.
Yeah, the meal one will be a good one on this one, to be fair, mate.
So if you were to cook 3 courses for us, we've all come round for dinner at Casa Nikki.
Yeah.
What would you cook and why would you go with them?
3-course meal. What time of day are we on?
You tell us. You tell us. It's a weekend in Bali by the looks of it.
So, starters, I would probably do... I'd go prawns in garlic oil with chilli. Tiger prawns. I won't be stingy with those little frozen things. Tiger prawns, garlic and chilli in a little pot with a bit of crusty bread on the side. Why would I do that? Because it's absolutely delicious.
And that's it.
Delicious, yes. Mains, I would probably do... main. Let's go with a steak with homemade chips, peas and peppercorn sauce.
Nice.
Wow, that's rustic. That is, love that. That's class. What cut of steak? That's the question. What cut you going with?
It's got to be fillet. I'm sorry, I'm a steak snob, and I always.
That is definitely online coaches' steak, isn't it? That fillet steak. We're stuck with rump over here, aren't we, mate? Just
I'm
about.
Because I like fillet, to be fair. But when you said that, then I didn't want to say that I liked it. Yeah, that'll do me that.
You just got to eat it, enjoy it. And then for dessert, I would probably do a sticky toffee pudding with custard or ice cream. I'd put ice cream and custard in the middle, so you could choose if you wanted ice cream or custard.
So I'd go ice cream for me. I prefer ice cream with sticky toffee pudding over custard.
I'd go custard, but it'd be cold custard.
That's just weird, mate.
No, that's right.
I would not be able to choose. This is my main issue with food. I can't make a decision. So I would cut my sticky toffee pudding in half. I'd have one with custard, one with ice cream.
Or just 2 sticky toffee puddings.
That sounds better to me. Come in a pack of 4, like normally come back in 2 packs of 2. So if you 2 are there, then there's an extra one going. So
there you go. Quids in. So that's if we're coming round for dinner. So if you were to run a dinner party, who would your top 3 guests be from any point in time, and why those?
Oh, I mean, I'd love you 2 there, but let's pick some more people. David Attenborough, number 1.
Great shout, that is.
Absolute legend.
He looks like, to be fair, I think he'd quite enjoy sitting where you're sat and all those birds behind you. He'd be well away.
I think me and David would have a great time. I'd make tea and we'd discuss nature around us. Oh, yes, him. I would go with Freud, Sigmund Freud.
Shout. Good shout. Very deep, that as well. You'd probably be speaking to him for about 5 hours on your own, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd love to speak to Freud. Love to speak. Just get
What would be the first question you'd ask him?
Oh, how did you get into it? Like, I want to know if he was born with that sort of analytical, crazy brain, or did he just think, I'd like to know how we got into psychology. 3rd person, Ricky Gervais.
So not about
Martin will love that. You will absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais. Imagine having him. He's got like the knowledge, like the life experience, comedy. He'd be a great person to have around your table eating steak.
This is going to be...
He'd drop some knowledge, then take the piss. That's what he'd do.
Exactly. He'd make you laugh and then he'd make you cry.
Yeah.
Just to be a bit controversial, I'm not into Ricky Gervais. Just putting
Have you ever actually listened to him talk like real life? Like,
what do you mean? Like,
not his material,
Yeah.
See, so I'm from a material point of view in terms of watching his comedy, like The Office and that sort of stuff. That's never really got to me.
Brilliant.
I've never seen the fascination with it.
So do you like Will Ferrell?
Nah,
You don't like Will Ferrell?
no,
You
mate.
don't like silly humour. Silly humour.
That's probably I'm boring and I'm too serious. But then I say that, and Lee Evans is probably one of my favourite comedians of all time.
Mate,
so.
do you know him though, right? I didn't get him when I was a kid, but now I get him. I used to think, what's this idiot jumping around like a monkey doing on the stage? That's what I used to think. And then as you got older, I started to watch him. I get it now because I can relate to half the stuff he's saying.
That's what I mean. It's about being relatable, isn't it?
Yeah,
Always.
Mad.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So he's. I know. Yeah. Well. Yeah. There you go.
It's about women empowerment and like women. Like 3 men around the table.
Pretty much the opposite, isn't it? To be fair, but
Give me a break from all the women. I'm surrounded by women.
It makes sense. Okay, cool. So yeah, massive appreciation for you jumping on, Nick. It's been great to have you on board and to hear your story and a little bit of your insight and to see the amazing garden that you've got behind you. So thank you for jumping on. I'm sure we'll catch up soon. And for the listeners, we are going to be releasing as we normally do each week, and you'll be able to jump on and subscribe via the YouTube channel to get updates of all the episodes future coming. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.